All right, guys, let me reiterate this if I haven't said it before. It's not Dodge, it's the dealership. It's not Dodge that's the problem with these cars being so expensive. It's the dealership that's getting greedy and trying to get theirs on the top. Let me give you an example here. So you go to the Dodge website, 2022 Dodge Challenger SRT jailbreak. You want the top of the line, 807 horsepower. You want the Laguna seats. You want the sunroof. You want the caliper package. You want the carbon fiber on the inside. You want it all, fully loaded from top to bottom. According to Dodge, that's going to run you $95,091. Okay. In Charlotte, North Carolina right now, they have a used 2022 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Red Eye jailbreak, Laguna leather package, 78 miles on it, smoke show exterior, demonic red black leather interior, and they want $118,888. That's a $23,000 markup for a used 2022 jailbreak. It's not Dodge, it's the dealership. Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video for you guys. As you can tell, I'm in a car that makes this a car vlog. You already know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. It is December 7th, which means it's the 7th day of Vlogmas. Your boy's been keeping up 7 consistent videos in 7 days, Vlogmas day 7. More importantly, though, a lot of you guys have talked about how Dodge is pricing their cars out of the price range of a lot of their consumers, a lot of people that really want these cars, and I get that 100%, and I agree with that. But one thing you have to consider is that it's not Dodge, it's the dealership, or should I say the stealership? I've heard people say that, and let me explain when I say that. So when you go to the Dodge website and you look at a Charger, Hellcat, and you look at a Charger, jailbreak, these prices look pretty reasonable. Now, mind you, the MSRP that they're giving here is basically for kind of a base model, jailbreak or a base model Hellcat. Like the SRT jailbreak MSRP is $89,135. Now, a lot of people may say that that's a lot. Mind you, you're getting 807 horsepower in a car, in a sedan. The most powerful sedan that's ever been, created in America and never rolled off of the dealership lot. It's coming in at $89,135. That's damn good. Because if you look at any other manufacturer, AMG, BMW, I guess Mercedes, BMW, you can even get crazy with the McLarens, with the Lamborghinis. You're paying 6+ figures, not even 6 figures, 6+ figures. You're paying 150, 180, 200,000, so on and so forth. You're getting all of this car for $89,000. And then for the Challenger jailbreak, they've got it listed at $86,835. So you're getting an 807 horsepower monster for $86,835. Believe it or not, the super stock is more expensive than the jailbreak. I guess that's because it's got the drag package and all that stuff. But still, either way, you get 807 horsepower, all of this monster engine performance, SRT, Brembos, suspension, all this good stuff, the performance, all the performance software, you're getting all that for about $86,000, which in my opinion is a good price. And that's the kind of price that a lot of people would be willing to pay, for a type of car like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what you're getting into when you get all this power in the car. So it's one of those things like you got to pay to play. The $86,000 isn't a problem for most people. And of course, when you option it out with the seats and then the sunroof and the Brembo caliper package and all the dumb stuff that people like to put, it'll probably come around 93, 94. We're speaking about the Challenger, right? The Challenger is MSRP 86. Once you option it to the teeth, it'll probably be like 92, 93, 94. And then of course you can talk them down. I mean, if you're good at what you do, you can talk them down and probably get it right about 90, 91. A lot of people may be okay paying that for a big 807 horsepower monster of a car. It's not Dodge, it's the dealership. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. This is in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm not capping at all. I'm going to show it to you right now. I'll put it up on the screen. Autotrader.com. Used 2022 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Red Eye with Laguna leather package. I'm not even sure if this is a jailbreak package. I would assume it is just because of how expensive. Just because of how expensive it is. Like, I would imagine that it's got to be the jailbreak package just because of the price they're offering. It's the Laguna leather package, so it's got the Laguna leather seats, 78 miles. So I'm not sure if this person just bought it and drove it from the dealership to his house and then to a gas station, and then maybe back to the dealership to trade it in. I don't know. But 78 miles, smoke show exterior, demonic red / black leather seats. Obviously, it's got the 6.2 liter Hemi, 8-speed drag, 8-speed transmission, big 807. So I'm assuming this is the jailbreak. They're letting this go for $118,888. Let me say that again, $118,888. I'm not capping right now. Charlotte, North Carolina. What does it say Charlotte at? 980, that's a Charlotte number. Oh, well, I know what dealership this is. This is actually my dealership that I go to. This is off of, this is Keffer, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram off of Independence. That's where I bought this car from, and then my previous V6 Charger. This is in Charlotte, North Carolina. They want $118,000 for it. The Dodge website says that this car should be going for no more than about $93,000, $95,000. So that's easily, let's see here, 118 minus what, 95 did we say? That's a $23,000 markup, ladies and gentlemen. $23,000 markup. You know what I'm saying? That's strictly dealership markup right there. It's not Dodge, it's the dealerships. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised that this particular dealership is charging this much, because this is where I get all of my cars from, and they normally will work a deal, but whatever. But once again, it's not Dodge, it's the dealerships. The dealerships have to get their cut. In this particular case, the dealerships has got to get their $20,000 plus. Now, I'll give or take $2,000 or $3,000 because it's the Laguna leather package. It's got the demonic red emblems and all that shit on the inside, and it's the smoke show gray, and I think it's got the pinstripes on it too. So I'll give, yeah, it's got the side markers, not the pinstripes on the side, but like the TA 392s and the TA 57s, it's got that graphic on the side. So I'll give them $2,000 or $3,000. So let's not say $25,000 or $23,000. Let's say $20,000 markup. But still, technically, it's a used car, because it's got 78 miles on it and somebody had it prior to and traded it in, and they're still charging over 6 figures for it as if it's a brand new limited edition, never before seen, never to be seen again monster of a car. Technically, I guess it will never be seen again after this year, but it's like, come on now. For one thing that I've always heard is that you'll come out cheaper pre-ordering your car and designing it the way that you want than you will actually going to the dealership and buying it as is. And the reason that, it was explained to me was because, for the most part, you can pick and choose what options you want, what options you don't want, what options you feel are necessities, which options are unnecessary. And you can work out your price right then and there for the car, as opposed to it already being built. And it's like, well, listen, this car has everything. Top of the line, everything. Carbon fiber, Laguna seats, everything. This is the price. And we're only going to come down but so much. So word to, food for thought. Whenever the time comes for you guys to get what you want, it's probably best to go in there, pre-order it, and design it exactly how you want. And that in and of itself causes another problem, because one of my subscribers sent me a DM, and he basically said, because he saw my previous video, and in that previous video, apparently I was talking about some dealerships are charging pre-ordering prices from $500 to $1,000. He said that in his home city of Jacksonville, Florida, he didn't tell me the dealership, but in his home city of Jacksonville, Florida, they are charging $5,000 to pre-order Hellcats. So in other words, you want to go in and design your Hellcat from top to bottom, you can't just put a pre-order in of $100 or $500 or $1,000. They want you to put down $5,000 minimum. And once again, that's the dealership pretty much creating their own rules to sell these cars. At no point has Dodge ever mandated that, you know, in order to pre-order or order a Hellcat or a SCATPACK, you've got to put down a certain price. I've heard some dealerships, you don't have to put down anything. My dealership that I work with, they say that you can put down between $500 and $1,000. So you can put down $501, you can put down $999, but between $500 and $1,000. Me personally, I think that's reasonable. Mind you, you're ordering a $50, $60, $90,000 car. The least you can do is let the dealership know that you're serious by putting down, you know, 500. I'm cool with that. But this dealership in Jacksonville, Florida mandates a minimum of 5,000. Once again, that's the dealership just kind of creating audibles. You know, they're calling their own plays in the huddle, right? And apparently that's legal. You know what I'm saying? For one dealership to charge nothing for pre-order down payment, or charge $500 to $1,000 for a down payment or pre-order deposit, rather, not down payment, deposit. Pre-order deposit, and then another dealership is mandating 5,000 minimum. You know, that just lets you know that every dealership can pretty much create their own rules however they see fit. And that in and of itself is where the problem lies. You know what I'm saying? That's where the issue lies with a lot of people, is the dealership. It's not Dodge, it's the dealership. Like I said, this is a SRT jailbreak Charger I'm looking at, $89,000 for 807 horsepower muscle car. Some people might say that's expensive because at the end of the day, it is a Dodge. But if you took this engine and put it in any other manufacturer, BMW, Mercedes, hell, even Chevy is charging well over 6 figures for like their fully loaded C8 package. You know what I'm saying? And they're not ashamed about it. Put this engine and transmission and drivetrain in general in any other manufacturer, you're easily paying 6 figures, easy. Base 6 figures. And then once you option it out to the teeth, 6 figures plus. Dodge is giving it to you for around 86, 89,000. Reasonable for the most part, pretty reasonable. Somebody comes up to me and tells me that they got an SRT jailbreak Charger or Challenger for 86,000, 85,000. That's not bad at all. I mean, it's kind of on the upper end, and you could probably talk them down 5 or 4, 5, 6,000. But that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if you talked them down 6,000 and got a jailbreak for like 78 or 79. That's a steal. Maybe you're military, or maybe you got some other rebates and discounts and things of that sort, and you walk out of a Dodge dealership with a $78,000, $79,000 jailbreak. Right on. You know what I'm saying? And then the SRT wide body is just a basic 79, a 79,000 MSRP. You talk them down to 74, 75, 73. You got yourself a steal there for a brand new car, 717 horsepower. You can't beat it. But it's never going to be like that. It's never going to be like that because the dealerships have to get their piece. Which is why, guys, to be honest with you, when you go out looking for these cars, I've already told you this and I'm going to say it again, you really need to do your research. Like, you really need to go in there with no emotions whatsoever. And I say that to say, don't be so emotionally attached to a car that you're not willing to walk out on it. You know, I've always said this, and I've said this in a previous video, no car is ever going to be a house. You know, I can't see myself paying a mortgage payment for a car. Now, if money's no option to you, do as you please. You know, you can cut the video off right now and go get your jailbreak for $118,000. Matter of fact, we got one in Charlotte with your name on it. You can get whatever you want. But do your research, travel. Like I said, I've got friends that when they went and got their SCATPACks, wide bodies, I've got one guy that coincidentally went to Jacksonville, Florida to get his SCATPACK. I've got another one that drove down to Augusta, Georgia to get his SCATPACK. And then another one that is in Charlotte. This isn't as far. He got his from Columbia, South Carolina. So don't be afraid to travel. You know, set yourself up a little. Hey, listen, we're going to leave early in the morning. We're going to go drive down to Gainesville, Florida. We're going to drive down to, Greenville, South Carolina. We're going to take a little trip and go get this car because nowhere in Charlotte or North Carolina, period, is meeting my prices, you know? And like I said, if you can, it may be cheaper on the back end to order your car. Of course, you're going to have to wait for it. So you got a Hellcat right in front of you, but they want $118,000 and they don't have all the options that you want, or maybe they have too many that you don't want to pay for. Instead of doing that, go ahead and order your Hellcat and wait on it. That way, when it comes, it's got your name on the listing price sheet. It's spec'd out exactly how you want it. You know for a fact nobody has driven it. Nobody has touched it. It's yours. Built for you. It's yours. So you got a couple options there, man. But at the end of the day, just do your research, because if there's one thing that I've learned is that these dealerships have got to get theirs too. Somehow or another, they got to get their piece of the pie. It's not enough to just take a $86,000 red eye that, you know, when you option it out, however you so choose, 93,000, 94,000, 95,000, and sell it for that. Nah, that 93,000 is easily going to be 98, 100, 105, 110, 107. Somehow or another, they got to get their piece, man. And at the end of the day, it's the motivated car buyer, the educated / motivated car buyer, that's going to walk out with the best deal. Do not be afraid to go in there and argue. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this. I'm not paying this. Mind you, I mean, it's your car. Like, you have to realize the leverage that you have. You always have the ability to stand up and walk out. Cars aren't going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I understand the Hellcat and the V8 Hemi is going somewhere in the next year, but 365 days is a long time. So just because you don't get your dream Hellcat or SCATPACK in January doesn't mean that you can't wait to March, April, May to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? Time is always on your side. I don't see Dodge running out of fucking SCATPACks and Hellcats like in the next year until they're done making them. You know what I'm saying? So whether you wait to December of 23 to order yours, or, you know, August of 23, whatever the case may be, just remember that the leverage, you always have leverage as the consumer, right? But you have to be educated and motivated, right? You can't just go in there cold off the street and think that you're going to get a good deal and think that they're going to, you know, just give you the best deal. They're not. They're going to give you the best deal that works for the salesperson and the dealership as a whole, because the salesperson is trying to get their hands on a little bit, right? Their little commission. And then, of course, the dealership is trying to get their hands on a little bit as well, their commission, their dealership markup. So everybody's trying to get paid off of you, right? These people get money, you get a car or depreciating asset. As soon as you take that Hellcat off the lot, take it to the gas station down the street, it's depreciated, you know, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, just like that. You haven't even put 10 miles on it. You feel me? So just know that as the consumer, you have all the leverage. If it does not make sense, walk the hell out. You know what I'm saying? If you've ever seen that movie Heat with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, I remember Robert De Niro said, you know, the number one rule is never be afraid to walk out on the deal if the heat is around the corner or something like that. In 15 seconds, if you feel the heat is around the corner, walk out. You know what I'm saying? Never get too attached to something that you can't walk away from like that if you feel the heat around the corner. That was his quote. And I say the same thing when it gets to cars. It's like if you go in the dealership and you start talking numbers and they're talking crazy, stand up, walk out. 9 times out of 10, there's 4, 5, 6 dealerships in your city alone that sells those types of cars. If that doesn't work, go to a new city. Go to a new city. If that doesn't work, go to a new state. If that doesn't work, somewhere in this world, they're selling your car for your price. You just got to be patient enough and, you know, determined enough to go and get what you want. So, you know, don't get taken for a used 2022 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Red Eye for $118,000 with 78 miles on it because of what Auto Trader told you. You know what I'm saying? Do your homework. But also realize, like I said, it's not Dodge, it's the dealerships. The dealerships are the one that's got to get their piece of the pie, that's got to get their cut, that's got to mark it up so that they can take that markup and put that straight into their purses and pockets and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, just make sure that you're as educated as you can be when it comes to buying these cars. Make sure you go in with armed with as much knowledge as possible. Make sure that you're motivated. Don't be afraid to argue. Don't be afraid to piss them off, because if you piss them off, they lose out on the sale. And then you get up, you walk out, you go to the next dealership and you talk the same shit. So at the end of the day, the odds are always in your favor. You know what I'm saying? If you've ever watched, Hunger Games, the odds are forever in your favor, literally. So take with that as you will. But it's been your boy Knockout, man. I'm going to see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.